Hello everyone, here is another sneak preview to a few of the new features in the Pilot Approach program I've been working on. So let's go ahead and take a look.
November
We're,
841 Mike Whiskey cleared to Mineral Wells Airport via Millsap VOR, maintain 4,100 feet, expect ILS tree 1.
I believe it's the same approach we did last time in the other sneak preview, but this has a couple new features in it and I'll go ahead and show you those here. Let's go ahead and just get things set up real quick here. The new stuff is that it tells us what mistakes we've made and how we can probably fix those said mistakes. So let's go ahead and
Cleared to
acknowledge.
Mineral Wells Airport via Millsap VOR, maintain 4,100 feet, expect ILS tree 1, November 1 Mike Whiskey. November 841 Mike Whiskey, you are 8 miles from Millsap VOR, maintain 3,600 feet until established, cleared ILS tree 1.
So I'm going to make two mistakes. I'm not going to reply, and I'm not going to change my altitude. I'm going to show you what happens if you make mistakes. Okay, we failed to reply to ATC, and there is a link here which will take us to a training video on how to use air traffic control in this program. Gives us some more information here, as well as the approach plate, so we can take a look. Let's go ahead and continue. It's going to come up and pop up with
November 841 Mike Whiskey, you are 7 miles from Millsap VOR, maintain 3,600 feet until established, cleared ILS tree 1. Cleared ILS tree 1,
we'll descend here
maintain
actually,
3,600 feet until
and
established,
skip ahead here
November
a
1
little
Mike
bit.
Whiskey.
We're actually going to fly right through our course reversal here instead. Should be a bit of a better demonstration for this part. Okay, so when we turn, we're supposed to turn to heading or course of 130 down to 3,000 feet. I'm going to do neither, and it should shout at us for one of those and in order, of course. It's not going to tell us more than one at a time. I wasn't following my course. That was my bad.
Weather, wind,
Focused on trying to make mistakes.
Visibility, 4. Mist. Sky condition, 1,100 overcast. Temperature, 12 Celsius. Dew point, 11 Celsius.
Okay. So we'll just fly right past this. It's on, I'll leave it on 1 point. Actually, I'll leave it on 2 times speed. But anytime a mistake is detected, it automatically goes back to 1 time speed. Unless you're at half at 0.5 speed, and then it'll just stay there. So these are the new mistakes that it tracks. Well, instead of just a regular flight simulator, it tells us when we've done things wrong. So that's really the big thing about this. It's not all the training information that's provided, but it is the main portion of it as of right now. There's going to be a couple other things, such as when we pass a fix, or before we pass a fix, it's going to tell us, hey, you need to turn here, descend here, and give us all that information. If you're a student pilot or instrument student, you're going to need that information when learning, instead of having an instructor available to you. Here we go. Okay, it says course not set correctly. All right. So it's automatically detected that we're on a procedure turn, so it's given us videos on procedure turns here. Also flying the simulator and IFR approach basics, so we can go over those. But I know what we're doing, so we'll go to a course of 130. It's also shouting at us for the 3,000 feet, as I mentioned before. Okay, so we will go down to 3,000 on a course of 130. Whoops. There we go. And I know my next heading is going to be 175, and it doesn't detect many issues with the actual procedure turn itself because you're allowed to be on the protected side, so you can kind of do whatever you want over there. Speaking of, let's actually let's hop over to the unprotected side and see what happens. So as you can see, it went from our 2 times speed down to 1 times. So I'll hop it back up to 3 times so we can get a bit of a faster reaction here. And I'll actually also hop down to 2,500, which is too low, and see what happens here. It's telling us that we are below our 3,000 feet, and it tells us about the procedure turn. It says it has an inbound course of 310, and the protected side is on the left, and to maintain within 10 nautical miles. It's going to shout at us again. We are on an unprotected side of the procedure turn. As you can see on the approach plate here, we should be over on this line and at least on this side, but we are on the unprotected side. So we'll continue with that. I'll descend just a little bit faster here. Okay, we are outside limit area, and what that means is there is a protected area defined by the FAA, and there's another area that we've defined, which is a little bit more strict than their protected area. It basically says you're almost outside of the protected area. So if we keep going down and go out, 3 times speed, that will help. Just to demonstrate a few other mistakes that are detected. It says altitude not set correctly, 3,000 feet, and we've already been over that before, but it's been a while since it told us, so it's reminding us. And now we're just going to start a nosedive here to try and crash the plane real quick into the ground in order to show what happens when you crash. Okay, it says you're below the outbound altitude on the procedure turn. Again, it's just showing us for altitude problems. It's going back to the unprotected side thing. All the problems that are here, they're just going to repeat every, I believe it's 45 seconds or so, relative to the game. Outside the limit area again, it's really not liking that. And as you can tell, we have crashed. And with what just happened, the game has determined that we should not fly into instrument conditions, even if we're instrument rated, without further training, because we obviously had no idea what we're doing there. And it'll tell us all the mistakes that were made, when they were made, and what you can do to fix them. So it has all that information here. And then it has all the links relative to the training. These are things you'll need to review and get extra training on. It also has all the output from the game itself, and it has your approach plate output. So you can see what you did, and you can talk it over with your instructor, you can save the image or whatever. If in the future we'll have an export feature, of course. But as of now, this is information that you would get, and realize that you definitely need a lot of work. And the big thing is you can just go here, grab a few of these, and pull up links to the resources that are provided and cover what you need to work on. So that's what we have so far, and let me know what you think.